are back for another Talk About It Tuesday. And of course, we have a great question this week. Are REITs a viable investment? If so, commercial or residential? So, REIT. What is a REIT? That's an acronym, REIT, for Real Estate Investment Trust. And I guess to really break it down as to whether it's a viable investment, you have to understand what it is. So, a real estate investment trust is a company that owns a portfolio of properties, and they collect, income from the properties, and they have shareholders. And by law, they must pay 90% of their taxable income out in dividends to their investors. So it's like a pool of people who put money together for a company to pick up a portfolio of real estate, and they pay them dividends. How does it work in terms of the dividends? They pay them quarterly dividends. On average, historically, about 12% return. So let's look at criteria for financial freedom. Does it fit the financial freedom model? So the financial freedom model says it must be passive income. Is it passive income? Yes, check. Passive income. From my perspective, the way I teach my students, it should pay a minimum of 10% return on investment. Has it historically paid that? Check. Yes, on average, 12%. What type of tax? Is it earned income tax or is it capital gains rate? Capital gains tax. Check. It meets the criteria. So it meets the most fundamental of our criteria in regards to it being passive income, taxed at a lower rate, pays dividends, meaning we don't have to do the work. Somebody else is doing work for us and we get a return on investment. So on the most basic fundamental levels, it meets the criteria. But I don't know if the question was, is it viable right now or is it viable, period? As an investment tool during certain time periods, it's phenomenal. If the question is it viable right now, we have to look at what's going on. It's investing in real estate. And the question was, if it is viable, should you invest in a REIT that does commercial or residential? Commercial real estate will be devastated for a long time. Businesses are closed. If businesses are closed, then they cannot pay rent. If they cannot pay rent, commercial real estate does not do well. Also, this will go on. Social distancing to a certain extent will go on probably for a year to a year and a half until a vaccine is created that creates herd immunity. So we're looking at least a year and a half of income that's not being produced in commercial real estate, meaning that people can't pay rent, then the REITs will suffer. So especially regionally, depending on where you're at, commercial real estate will not do well. So you have to always look at what the REIT invests in, who is managing it, what's in their portfolio. And then you look at commercial real estate. Okay, so let's just look at, if you did a Google search right now for the top 5 performing REITs, our criteria of 10%, only one is performing right now above 10%, and it's at about 12%. The others are at 7%. The others in the top 5 are right around 7%. So 7%, in my book, is not a viable investment. 12% perhaps, makes sense, but you got to look forward. How well will a REIT perform in the next year? And that's what we have to look at, chunks of a year. So does it make sense to put your money into real estate as a REIT right now? I'm not going to tell you yes or no. You have to really look at what's in the portfolio, where it's at, who's managing it, how well the economy is doing there, what you project it to be doing, what the REIT projects it to be doing. They should be communicating with you. They should have a prospectus and let you know what their gains or losses were this quarter, what they anticipated to be in the next few quarters. So as an investment tool in general, yes, REITs are good. Would I suggest that you put it there right now? Again, I can't make a suggestion, yes or no. I personally would not touch a REIT right now. It doesn't meet my standards. It doesn't meet my criteria. And I can't see it performing well over the next several months. I can't see the economy rebounding quickly over the next several months. So therefore, whether you're talking about commercial or residential, people will not have money to pay rent. It doesn't seem like REITs will perform at the level of 10% or better. So hopefully that answers your question. Keep the questions coming, and I'll see you next Tuesday.